Greetings! My name is Dwayne, and this is the Everyday Gnome. This is a gnome I created just because I was looking for something fun and colorful, something that I could play with, add different designs to, and just have a great time adding some color and some fun things to it. So I did a basic pattern, also came up with a kit. The kit includes the body, the hat, and pieces to put together there. So I wanted to do something that's very basic and then build from there so we can accessorize and have some fun with it. So let me show you real quickly how to put together the pattern. I cut out my pieces. I'm going to put those guys aside here. So I cut out my pieces here, put them on top of each other because this is going to be my body here. And what I want to do is sew down the side here. Now, I use the blanket stitch a lot or just a straight stitch. You can also use a sewing machine, however you want to do that. So I sew down the side, and then I'm going to attach my base along the bottom here. Keep grabbing pieces here so we can speed this along here. And what I did was just started open it up here and started sewing my base along here. I get to the end over here, and let's pick it up over here where we can start combining the sides here. So as I said, I'm just using the blanket stitch here. I can use a straight stitch crossed, however you want to do your stitching, but I want to get to the corner there, and then I'm going to attach the other side. And then once I get that attached, I'm just going to go along the bottom here and bring the base together. See if I got another piece. There we go. So I've just sewn across here, bring it together, and then the next step is to sew up my other side. So I'm going to have my sides together, my base sewed all around there, and then sew right up the side there. So once we have that together, I'm going to turn it inside out. I left the top open there, and you'll see some fraying here, but we're actually going to glue across, we're going to sew across and glue, so I'm not worried about the fraying. But I'm going to turn this inside out, and there I have my body. Now with the body there, I then put some stuffing down in the bottom there. What I want to do is put some weight into the base. I use cat litter. I like to use a little baggie. I get these snack bags, actually from the Dollar Tree, and I'll put about an inch and a half worth of kitty litter down in there. You can use pellets, whatever you're used to using. Put it in a baggie, and then I stuff my baggie down through the top here. Put it all in there. Don't want to fill the baggie too much or else you're going to have a hard time putting it in the body there, but I want to have enough weight to it that it holds it down. Get it in there. And then once I get it so I have my weight in the base there, then I'll fill it with polyfill. Let me grab some of my polyfill here, and this will give us our body. And we want to stuff it real well there. And then actually I can glue across the top if you just want to glue that together, or sew it across the top. Once you get it all filled in nicely, pack it down a little bit there. Get just a little bit more in there. So here I have my basic body for my gnome. Started out there. And as I said, we're just going to seal across the top here. And I'm using a darker thread right now. That's what I tried to use just to show what I was doing. When I do make a gnome, I like to go with the colors of the gnome. So if it is like a white base, I'm going to stick with a white thread. If it's a dark base, I'm going to stick with a dark thread. But here I'm just using a darker thread just so you can see where we're going with it. And again, trying to do it a little quickly here for you. And we'll get it sewed across the top here. All right. So now that I got my body, I'm going to do my arms. My arms, I've cut out the pattern again. And what we'll do is we fold it over, so I want my what's going to be on the outside showing on the inside. And I'm just going to sew right down the sides there on each of them. And then once again, turn it inside out. I've turned it inside out. Then what I do is I glue. I got my seam right there. I glue the inside. Just the top part there. So I can glue that. And then I stuff my arms. Now these arms are a little bit wider than what I normally do with my other gnomes. Reason being is because I want my gnome to be a wider gnome. It just made sense to have something a little bit wider there. So I stuffed my arm. And once I get it stuffed, then I glue my 1-inch ball. These are 1-inch balls that I get from actually Hobby Lobby. I've ordered them online before, but I've got the best quality that I've gotten from the wood balls. I've gotten them from Hobby Lobby. You can get the wood knobs, Joann's, Michael's, or any other of the hobby stores too, or craft stores. So I've glue them on. Got my arms here. Before I do anything else, I get my vest. My vest I've cut out. Actually, I've got wool pieces. As I said, I've made a kit that includes all these pieces here. And I've cut out my vest. My vest are more just a rectangular piece here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them onto my body here about 1 inch down from the top. So I've got about 1 inch there. And what I want to do is glue the side onto the seam, right where the seam is on the gnome there. I'm just gluing the top and the side for right now. Get out my hot glue gun. And with these gnomes, I've done both. I've glued onto the whole side. But I want to get the seam there. And as I said, about 1 inch down. Now the vest is designed so it will angle on here. And as I said, I'm gluing right onto the seam, the side of there, on there. And I've picked 2 different colors. I like different colors as far as the different vests there. Also with fun having with these gnomes, I did the blanket stitch just to show off some more accent on the vest. You can do that, just do along the 2 sides there. And then I didn't even do the side that I was gluing down there because it's not going to be really shown there, especially if you add some accessories here. You can do that if you'd like, but this is the way I've designed that for the fun of it. And then again, I'm going to glue my other side of my vest inch down from the top. And on the side, right on the seam there. So when I finish the gnome, if I want to, I can glue the vest down and just put it right against the body there. Or I can leave it open as I did this guy. Now when I put a prop here, it sort of held that down there, but I like to have the openness here, just show off a little bit more of the body, and also if I want to tuck something else in here, if I want to put a belt across here, I can go ahead and put a belt in there. This is designed so you can make your own gnome. So I've added my vest here to this. Now what I do is put the beard over top here. Cut out my beard, straighten it out a little bit, and I'm going to put it just across the top of the vest here. And I've also found that I can do different types of beards a little bit, make them a little bit longer, but then I'm not going to get as much color down in here. But I can make it longer, I can make it a little bit wider, or I can make it narrower. The pattern comes with a design vest that just goes across the top there. So you can make the, so you can make that and just go across the top. I bring it down about an inch, inch and a half on the beard. We're going to put that right over, right where we put the top of the vest. So we have this nice area that we're going to be able to add the buttons to, add some color to there. And then my arms, I'm going to add to the side, right to the side of the beard there. Now this is getting to just be a fun type of thing that I'd like to make, to have gnomes available. I can see where I'm going to have to play around with some different colors too and brighten them up just a little bit. Here's where, yeah, the accents would really highlight what we have going on here. Also a nice hat and everything. The hat I've designed as something that is just a simple, basic, triangular hat for a gnome. I tried a couple different things and I found that I just like to go with the basic one. So what I did with the hat is I just took my basic shape, cut it out, and then sew right up the side, turn it inside out. And as I said, I got my basic gnome hat, but why I did that was because I can do a variety of things with it. I can do a fold over hat if I want to do something where I'm just folding over to give it a little different look. Keep it long. Also, I can do the trick that we've done years ago. I haven't done this in a while, but put a wire up in the hat and I'm able to bend my hat. That's what I did with this fellow here. I can bend him out any way I want. Design this so if I want to curl the hat in different ways, I have this wire that goes with it. It just helps me to easily bend and keep the shape of the gnome. Simple little trick there. So with my hat, I'm going to stuff that. Get my polyfill, put it all the way up to the top here. I like to fill in the bottom here too, just because when I put it across here, it'll help keep it level there. And if I'm going to do a fold over, I'll put the seam on the side when I'm putting the hat on there. That way I'm covering that seam when I glue it down. If I'm not doing that, I'll put the seam in the back there. And then when I put it on, I always start in the back to glue my hat on. And I glue it right over top, make sure I'm covering up my arms there. And then I come around and glue around the front. We'll show them off here. So I've glued that on, glued that, and then I attach my nose. So that is my simple, basic, everyday gnome. I've got him started. I got my body, I've got the vest, arms, and hat, and then from there we just go and decide however you want to put together. And as I said, I've developed a kit where I include the buttons, the little ribbons, every little thing to just play. And from there, we just build the gnome. We've got the body. And now, however you want to design, create, make it colorful, make it fun. That's what I look to do. That's why I call it my everyday gnome, so I can just bring it out and have some fun and make it different. Every single one of them is going to be different. I do have the pattern available, and also we'll have the kits available. If you'd like to get a kit, go onto my Etsy shop there, and it'll have the body, the hat, all the pieces here to make your own gnome. So throw in some of the other trinkets here to have some excitement there to play with, and then you design however you'd like to build your everyday gnome. And thank you. Have a great day.